Other M issue 22. When Sonic comes back to that universe, he immediately realizes that he's slower and thinks that he really misses the foot upgrade that Kinterborg gave him, having taken it for granted. First, Sonic saves Antoine from being jumped by Echidnas by spin dashing to make a wall fall on them. This going back in time to fix everything bad plot is so satisfying. I love this. Sonic then saves Bunny with his super speed, pulling someone away from her as she shoots with her laser shooting arm cannons that are strapped to her arms for the first time. Seeing those arms cannons makes me really annoyed that 1. Flynn never thought to just have the fully organicified Bunny have those things, and 2. That we never saw her do this before in Mission, and 3. That we never saw Fiona in the Prime Zone use these things before, since that creates the same effect as her having laser shooting robot hands without actually having them, making her just as useful as in the comic. Flynn could have easily brought this idea over when he took over the comic, but no. Anyway, Sonic sees Mighty bending a pipe with super strength as Vector, Espio, and Julie are near him, and Rotor and Fiona are leading a cavalry charge to them. Sonic spin dashes down the wall and yells at the past him from time travel to not look around, just listen. Very genre-savvy of him. He tells the past him to take out Julie Sue. Luckily, his past self listens since it's the heat of the moment, and Sonic shouts a warning for Mighty and an Echidna sneaking up on him. And Mighty curls him into a ball, defeating him with a super strength. Some more damage is caused to the big guns, as I hope that all of Sonic's efforts to save his friends wouldn't be invalidated by them dying later without him anyways. Sonic then spin dashes at Julie from the side. Sonic, having saved Fiona and Rotor, then feels horrified at his suspicion being right, looking sad at seeing that the evil Tails was trying to destroy the world. And of course, he has the Sword of Acorns. Even though they went back in time, and Sonic went back in time too, so there's absolutely no reason that Sonic couldn't have prevented the evil Tails from killing Sally, and therefore he wouldn't have his Sword of Acorns and wouldn't be able to cause the destruction of the universe in the first place. He could have completely prevented that from happening and saved Sally, but no, which makes it a very unnecessary death. And it's going to get even worse. God, Sonic is incompetent. Suddenly, Sonic gets whacked from the side and drops the Sword of Acorns. So I wonder where the hell Sonic is in the Two Agents adventure. Seriously, he should have been fired. Out of nowhere, Espio says that it must be done because apparently he supports this destruction too. Sonic warns Espio that their actions will spell the end of all reality. So he's here now? How the hell did the two Sonics get in this situation if there were two different people who are super fast at once? How did they just effortlessly win with their super speed with Sonic there to cover Sonic? Why doesn't Sonic just stand up if he's conscious? Espio says that the Master was right about there being other realities. Which Master? The only person who knew that in this dimension was Sally's Master. For no reason, the evil Tails just says that they should follow their mission anyways, saying that the world is poisoned, and as the Master demands, it must be destroyed. I could sort of understand if he was doing this for himself because he had been bullied in the past, but why would he do it out of blind loyalty to someone else after he was mistreated by Knuckles, the only Master he could have? Sonic gets hit with a laser and attacked by the sword, just like that, even though he should be way faster than this. And Sonic, who I'm completely blaming for that happening because he should have just killed the evil Tails or sent him interdimensional Clink by now, shoots at Espio with his laser gun. For no reason, out of nowhere, Espio says that his master taught them to use the elements just as he can, and the laser harmlessly goes through him, because I guess they astral project their souls and turn their bodies into water, and like thus, they're more like magical beings that possess water and don't need eternal organs anymore in that scenario. This is so confusing. These villains are way too overpowered here. This is ridiculous. First off, that means their master is Ixis, or some kind of Order of Ixis wizard. And I guess he must have brainwashed them with a spell to make them support this, like Ixis did with the soldiers. Though considering Flynn's riding with Ixis and Jeffrey later, maybe he didn't think of that here. But second, why the fuck would this power of Espio have anything to do with the elements? Like, this would be like him putting his internal organs in a pocket dimension to protect them, which would be time-space bending and teleportation, and quantum entanglement so that the brain still functions to work for his body despite not being physically connected to it during that time that his body is water. Sonic presses a button that seems to warp the evil Tails and the sword holding Espio away from the Master Emerald and another sword where he's standing. But rather than them being warped to the interdimensional zone prison, like would actually make fucking sense since they just threatened to destroy the entire universe, instead they're warped straight to their master. I guess he interfered with the teleportation spell because he magically psychically knew that they would be teleported at that time, but why would he, like, is he merciful enough to warp them away from Sonic? And that's never explained, so it's a giant plot hole. This issue feels like it's written like shit so far. Their master tells them that while the world is poisoned, it's time to see if the proposed cure will work. Proposed cure? Is he... Do they already know about the potential cure? I thought he was a good guy. He was raising Sally and Elliot and he helped support the rebels. Now he's helping them? He says that they will watch the Quickster carefully, and the story ends with Sonic saying that he lives on in the fork of the universe that won't be destroyed. And Sonic once again doesn't tell him that this means his soul will be warped to safety and he'll get back home just fine. This is depressing. This issue is by Ian Flynn, and wow, Tails and Espio were way too overpowered here for the sake of getting as far as they did. First of all, Sonic should have completely killed them or sent them to the interdimensional zone before either of them killed Sally to get the Sword of Acorns in the first place. So the Sonic death could have been completely prevented. And two different Sonics in one room who can move at super speed, I refuse to believe that they would just stand there like a dope and wouldn't just spin dash at them and knock them both out. All of this was incredibly forced. Why didn't Sonic just teleport them away immediately? If he's that incompetent of a zone cop, how does he succeed in getting rid of any multiversal threat? He should have been fired a long time ago. The story was pretty satisfying at first, as we see Sonic taking advantage of what he knows about the future to save all of his friends, and even warning his past self to help out in the efforts. But eventually it all falls apart as Espio is apparently on Tails' side for destroying the universe. Him being a master of the elements apparently makes him immune to lasers going through his brain, which was stupid when Ixis did it with Mecha and is stupid now. And apparently the master is the same guy who trained Sally and Elliot against their goal. If he's psychic enough to know stuff to help the rebellion and know what the somehow cure for the universe would be, why the hell didn't he know about that before he told those guys to destroy the world? Shouldn't he have been psychic and known that before that point? The whole him training him to do that never should have happened because he should have known better from the start. And why would they ever want to go along with the destroying the multiverse thing? It's not like they're brainwashed, because if they were brainwashed, do you think he would have realized that, oh yeah, I should undo my brainwashing on them? Did he forget about it? Does he assume that it'll just wear off or he can talk them out of it? Is it too hard for him to undo the brainwashing? Plus, the ending for Sonic was overly depressing and completely, totally unnecessary because, again, Sonic should have just been able to stop it by stopping Sally from being killed. People say, like, I guess Flynn loves Sally as a character, but, you know, he really was callous to Sally in this comic. Sure, she got to be a badass ninja who got to teleport, but she was killed off so callously and unnecessarily.